Welcome. This is Charlene live on 88.5 FM, broadcasting from the beach. This is an amazing day. If you can see the waves, the ocean in the background, yes, I am actually on the beach. I am in the Turks and Caicos Islands, broadcasting live. I apologize for the sound, but I just wanted to share with you. And guess what I'm drinking? I'm drinking virgin pina colada. Mm-mm-mm. In Turks and Caicos Islands. Everybody knows I don't drink. Everybody knows my Mormon faith or Latter Day Saint faith. Let me put that away, my Christianity. But it is such a lovely day. I couldn't resist the water. This is such an amazing view from here. But let's get into what you came to listen for. I am down on the in the Wheeland area of the island. For those who are on the island right now, tuning in 88.5 FM, I just wanted to come and check out this place. I've been meeting some really nice people, and so I thought, while I'm here eating fish, fish and fries, fish and chips, man, I might as well do my show from here rather than try to make it back to the radio station. But optimism is high. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The optimism is off the chain. We had rate cuts, interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve in the United States, and they have cut interest rates by a quarter percentage point, point 25 or 25 basis points, as we say in the financial industry. And we had President Trump meeting with King Charles and also Prime Minister um, here in the United Kingdom. And of course, Turks and Caicos Island is an island of the United Kingdom. It's that's the country. Even though we use the U.S. dollar here, it's actually a United Kingdom territory. But here's what's happening, folks. The United Kingdom and the United States have made kind of a pact to go heavy on crypto together. Because in Asia, say China, Japan, Korea, they are way ahead in terms of cryptocurrency adoption, in terms of government regulation. And so the United Kingdom has to play catch up. And the United States has to play catch up when it comes to regulation for the whole crypto industry. And we saw that Congress, the U.S. Congress, just passed the Genius Act, which let flood open for people to create coins, tokens, artificial intelligence technology. All of that is on the rise. So I just wanted to summarize all of that for you this week and let you we're just going to cover the basics today. And I know you always want to know what the Bitcoin price is running at right now. I'm going to touch on to my fiat leak. Now, if right, but that didn't happen. We're steady at around just about 115,600 US dollar for one Bitcoin. But you can always get in at any price you want. $10, $100, $50, whatever, 5,000. You can buy any quantity of Bitcoin. There is no minimum or no maximum. As long as you can get someone to open their wallet and share their Bitcoin with you. So this is Charlie live on 88.5 FM coming to you from the beautiful Turks and Caicos Island Beach. And I am so excited to share, some great information as well with you. But one of the things that I want to bring to your attention is where we're at in terms of AI, artificial intelligence. We've seen the Optimus robot is now been so many evolution of that. The Optimus robot made by Tesla, they have now claiming that the robot is almost near that you cannot tip it over. It won't ever fall. And we saw that one major company. I don't want to, say because I haven't confirmed with Tesla or anybody, but there's news that one corporation in the United States already pre-ordered 10,000 Optimus robots that they're going to be rolling out in their process, in their streamlining their process, and they're getting rid of employees. For they're getting rid of humans and they're going straight AI. Now, this is setting a trend. So, one of the things that they're saying, but they're not saying, is that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of investments in terms of monetary investment in the United States, but what is not creating actually more jobs? Because we're getting closer and closer to this singularity where robots and robotics and automation is where the investment is going. So right now, if you look at the amount of productivity that we're gaining with less human cost, with less human involvement, with less labor, that's where everything is going to drive labor down to zero in terms of human labor, and everybody's going to be deploying and employing artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation processes into whatever they're doing. So we're talking about by the end of this year, the robots will be walking the streets next to humans, walking the streets, taking a walk with your dog. You won't have to do that anymore. You'll have an artificial intelligence robot doing that for you. But not only that, your jobs. There's a chart that I was looking at. Of course, medicine is the first to go automation. So I'm sorry, doctors that are earning, people that are earning like 250, 300,000 take home pays, a doctor in the medicine, in the diagnostics industry, those jobs are going away really fast. There's going to be no need for a human being to be doing those kinds of jobs. Now, the second area is education, colleges, universities, and even elementary schools. If you can have a smart robot teach your children, you might not need teachers. I'm sorry in the background there's like music because I'm at a bar and I'm at the, so I have to keep talking over the music because I know there's some, I don't want to be, infringing on someone's rights. But this is Charlene on 88.5 FM, the beat with the smart beat. Now we talk about the optimism being really high. People are looking forward to a future globally that is going to supposedly bring make life easier for many of us. But at the same time, there's so many other populations that are going to be negatively impacted by AI as it stands right now. In the poverty-stricken countries, you're going to find that. Let me take a walk here with the computer and show you around. But basically, we're going to have the opportunity to either evolve as human beings in a more compassionate way, or we're going to go the greedy route where the rich gets richer and the poor is just not getting poorer. There's just no place on the planet for the poor anymore. We are evolving to a place where what do you do with, if we have 8 billion people on the planet today, what do you do with all of those people who are not forwarding themselves into the AI, the age of AI? What do you do with the people who are going to be left behind? There's just no room on planet Earth. There's no resources for those people because basically all those jobs are going away. Farming. So I think it was one of the farm food suppliers that decided to go all in on robots. They are going to be using robots to do the farming, to do the reaping, to do the packaging, and the processing of farm products. So all those people who rely on farm jobs, the farm jobs are going away because not only do we have automation and we have machinery, but we also have something now where, of course, we always have crop dusters, but we have now a situation where you don't need the people to be manning the farms. You don't need the people to be working on the farms anymore. We are going completely automation. We're going completely robotics when it comes to farming. So we also saw that I think some producers are going away from artificial. So now they can invest a lot more into organic methods or organic processes of growing and farming. So what we're going to see is that basically all the jobs on the lower end of the spectrum will be eliminated. Farming, hospitality, you don't need a maid to clean the house or clean the hotel rooms. Um, or a maid to make the beds or a maid to do the laundry. Those are all those jobs are going to the robots. What's left? So we have a few jobs in between. The only thing I like to joke about, thank you for tuning in, guys. Before I tell you my joke, this is Charlene live on 88.5 FM, The Beat, broadcasting to you, bringing you the smart beat with the latest and greatest information in AI, artificial intelligence, crypto, Bitcoin. The joke is the one thing that the robots can't do or the AI can't do is make babies. So if you're in the business of making babies, probably that's gonna be a hot job, top job. Mom, the job of being a mom is gonna be raised up as like the number one industry. Is making babies, making more humans. That's one thing the robots can do. Of course, they can you take care of the baby for you, and they can probably help with some of the hard, when you need to take a nap or whatever, you can let them babysit. But the whole idea is, folks, if you're not doing something to kind of compete with the artificial intelligence and the robotics, you're going to be left behind. And I hate to be the bearer of the bad news here on 88.5 FM, but that's the reality we face right now. We're looking at not too many years before this automation robotics takeover. Now, here's the other thing that you have to be conscious of. Not only are we going digital in terms of robotics, but we're also going digital in terms of money. So the cryptocurrency market is hot. It's heating up. If you're not involved, if you've never heard about it till my show, make sure you go and Google Bitcoin and learn about it and find a wallet somewhere that you can trust, that you can put some money in. Here is the skinny on the Bitcoin. Right now, it's $115,000 US dollars to one Bitcoin. And what does that mean? The United States dollar isn't going away. But what is happening is all the other currencies that depend, or the other countries that depend on their own currencies, all the countries with independent currencies are going to go away because everything's going to be consolidated into two or three major currencies. The yuan, the Chinese currency, I think, is going to be strengthened. I think the US dollar is going to be stronger and stronger. The stronger Bitcoin gets, the stronger the US dollar gets, because the Bitcoin is backing the US dollar. The US dollar has had nothing backing it. Now the US dollar is backed by Bitcoin. So as Bitcoin gets stronger, whatever asset classes are attached to Bitcoin are gonna get stronger. Whatever stocks are attached to it's gonna get stronger. So we have a situation where basically, originally people thought that Bitcoin's going to get rid of cash altogether. Bitcoin is going to get rid of the dollar. That's not the case, folks. So you heard it first from Charlene here on 88.5 FM broadcasting live. We're not getting rid of the US dollar anytime soon. I don't think we'll ever get rid of. There's got to be like a currency that is riding alongside Bitcoin, kind of like the sidecar. You see this motorcycles going down the highway, and you got the lady in the sidecar. So the Bitcoin, of course, is dominant already. We're not trying to predict whether or not Bitcoin is dominant or what the dominance of Bitcoin will be. We're already there. We already passed the point of dominance once Bitcoin was $1,000. Now it's $115,000 for one Bitcoin. So we already have dominance. What we're looking forward, the next conversation, besides dominance, really is what currencies are going to be wiped out and what currencies are going to be in that sidecar alongside Bitcoin. What other cryptocurrencies? There's a lot of utility currencies, or utility coins and tokens that allow other functions in technology to operate, and those coins are very popular. We talk about Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Solano. I could name a few more, but in the interest of time and the interest of, I don't want to confuse you, there's so many crypto coins out there. What's going to happen? We're going to have a few leaders, and we're going to have a few strong ones that are in the sidecar next to Bitcoin. But the currency that's going to always be around in the sidecar is the US dollar. It's already dominant. It's already the world reserve currency here in the Turks and Caicos. It's a British territory, but we use the US dollars. A lot of countries in the Caribbean, El Salvador, they converted, well, they adopted Bitcoin as a legal tender, but they didn't get rid of using the US dollar. Nobody's going to get rid of the US dollar anytime soon. And I would say anytime in the far future. Okay? So here we stand today on a beach in Turks and Caicos Islands with me live, Charlene on 88.5 FM, talking about where we're at. I don't think people realize how fast this train is moving. If you're not on the train, you have already, if you don't know you're on the train, let's just say you're not on the train. You already been left out in the harbor. If you're not on the boat, you've already been left. If you don't know you're on the boat, that means you're not on the boat. If you didn't buy a ticket to get on the train, you're not on the train. It's already left the station, and you're playing catch up right now when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes to Bitcoin, when it comes to stocks. If you didn't buy, okay, so there's a meme going around where the president told people the other day to buy stocks. You know, it's a great time to buy. Well, if you didn't buy, you can still buy. It's still a great time. We didn't see too much of a huge movement in the cryptocurrency market, in the stock market, over the past few weeks. We're still steady. But what happens is now, next month, I don't know what we're gonna be. We could be sky high, but you're never too late to get in. As long as there's still one train in the station, get on it. Whether it's stocks, you know what? When the tide rise, all boats rise with the tide. So you don't have to follow me and getting into cryptocurrency. You can get into the traditional stocks, because what a lot of those companies are, if the publicly traded companies in the stock market, what they're all doing is they're aping. They're going bananas over Bitcoin. They're going bananas over Bitcoin because they realize that Bitcoin is where it's at, folks. Bitcoin is what's holding up the US dollar. That's why you're seeing even interest rates getting cut. The dollar is stronger than it was the day before. The dollar, US dollar, is gaining strength. There's no retraction in the dollar when it comes on the currency market. Thank you for tuning in, folks. This is Charlene live on 88.5 FM, broadcasting on the beach. I decided to go outside today. I go outside every day, but I'm like, oh, this is such a great. I'm just testing it out. Is it a good idea to broadcast from the beach? I know the sound is bad. There's wind and there's music in the background. There's people coming up and looking at me. It's like, what is this crazy girl doing out here? But I just wanted to show you guys the environment, and there's some lovely people here. I'm down at the other end of the island. I'm in the Wheeland area. I don't want to like give out my exact locations. I don't want anybody to come and stone me or run me over. But here we go, folks. We have to catch up. I don't want you to feel like you've missed everything. There's still maybe one little old train that's going to be leaving at midnight. Get on that, the red eye, whatever you have to do, get involved. There's so much stuff going on that is, I feel like, is just going over everybody's head. But that's why you tune in to Charlene live on 88.5 FM, the beat, the smart beat. Now, if you go on the internet, there's all kinds of crazy things. There's places where you can go and create your own crypto coin. You can create your own cryptocurrency. I don't know if anybody's going to buy it, but I want to introduce the concept to you that we should have our own crypto coin and crypto token here for these islands. Every island should have its own coin. Not that you're going to make billions off of it, but you can use it as a to strengthen your own economy. Instead of people throwing money down the drain, they can put money in their own currency, in their own islands, in their own territories, and create value there. Now, what you can do is you can start trading these. It's like baseball cards. You trade them with your friends. It's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. But for those who are tuning in to 88.5 FM, I want you to go online and get some great stuff there. You can register at 885thebeat.com. We have our launch our own crypto coin, our own token, and I launched it on Pump Fund. Now, what I'm doing is I'm giving away every day 88.5 tokens that you can collect some if you registered. I distribute that among all the registered users. And so make sure you register online. 885thebeat.com. And I forgot to give out the phone number earlier. So if you want to join the conversation while I'm on online or while I'm on the air, here's the number, folks. 649-441-8805. 649-441-8805. And you can hear the waves of the ocean in the background. It's going to be such an awesome evening, and I just wanted to be out here. The sky is the perfect. I've seen it. The water is just amazing, and the sounds of the ocean, it actually grounds me when I'm near the ocean. So thank you for tuning in. Again, here's the number. You can text, WhatsApp or call if you want to send a text message. 649-441-8805. I usually go out on the Keika's lifestyle private yacht. And I've even done episodes on the yacht from there, like when we had the last rocket flyover that Elon Musk launched. Not the one that blew up, the one the other day. I think it was number 10. One of them. Um, I was doing that from the boat. And Captain Carlisle Hansen, Captain Robo, is so gracious to let me do the show from there. But if you want to get on the private yacht and have a great time, now is the time to do so. I believe it's the slow season. He will not take that boat out in the slow season, but if you he will also not turn you down. So there's a lot of boats that they don't even do anything in the slow season because it costs a lot, and they're doing repairs, renovations, they're doing updates on the Keika's lifestyle yacht. But if you desperately want to go out, say you're visiting the island, you have some people come in because it's slow, and I know the hotels are offering smoking deals for the slow season, you can contact Keika's Lifestyle and you can try to convince Captain Robo to take you out because he's working on the yacht. He's working on the engine room, he's working on updates and whatever, but he will put everything aside and take you and your group out if you try to convince him. So, if you want to get on the Keika's Lifestyle private yacht and have a great private tour out on the ocean, just call 649-441-8805. This is Charlene live on 88.5 FM and also online. If you're watching on YouTube, I don't know what social media you're on, but thank you for tuning in. I just want to wrap up a few things with you and let you know what to expect in the next little while when it comes to the whole artificial intelligence and what's going on there. If you're on Twitter or X, it's 88.5 the beat, 885 the beat. Here's what's going on right now as we speak. The United Kingdom and the United States have joined hands. They've clasped hands and they're walking together on the crypto pathway. They've decided to go it together because President Trump was in London, was in the United Kingdom the last couple of days, and he met with King Charles. He also met with the Prime Minister, but what they decided to do was try to band together when it comes to regulating crypto, like the rules around holding wallets, private keys, KYC. KYC means know your customer. So a lot in the past, you could open a Bitcoin wallet. In some places, they wouldn't collect like your personal information. So what the banks and the regulators and the governments have decided to do is basically to set up some framework around what information they want these exchanges or these wallet companies to collect from customers, because you have to think about it. When Bitcoin started, we were it the native idea behind Bitcoin was we didn't need government, right? We didn't need regulation. We didn't need the Securities Exchange Commission. We were going to create a currency that is foolproof, bulletproof, and decentralized. So we don't want government making decisions about Bitcoin. Nobody owns Bitcoin. Bitcoin is owned by everyone who owns it. There's no country that can claim it as their own. Everybody can claim it as their own. So here's what happens now. The banking industry is coming on board. Bank of America, all the banks, Wells Fargo, Chase, all the big banks have realized that they're going to lose their customer base. So they decided to jump on the Bitcoin and the crypto bandwagon. And now banks are going to be rolling out products. Matter of fact, since last October, I believe all the banks are now running on blockchain. The whole Swiss banking system has converted to a blockchain technology, ISO. So basically, if you have a bank account, you might go in your bank one day and they won't be offering you any cash products, any currency products except a cryptocurrency. They already migrated. I'm sorry to break the news to you. They didn't tell you that they're doing it, and they kept telling you Bitcoin was, a scam or whatever. It's not, folks. All the banks in the world are now converging into the cryptocurrency marketplace. That's where we're at. That's what's happening. So instead of fighting against the whole cryptocurrency marketplace, they have woke up and smelled the roses or smelled the coffee or whatever it is that's brewing. The banks have and the financial institutions, they're now coming on board, and they're the ones buying up all the Bitcoin. That's why the price is going so high. You and me, we buy a few little satoshis, small fractions of Bitcoin, but these banks are coming in with billions of dollars. Somebody just bought $600 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't know who sold it to them, but they bought it. They got it. So it moves from wallet to wallet. So all the banks, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, I don't know about all the banks down here and what banking they're using, but or what bank they're connected through in the global system. But let's just say everywhere around the world, if you're not into crypto and if your bank is not handling crypto transactions, say by next year, by January of 2026, your bank is going to be obsolete. And bankers don't want to be obsolete. That's one thing with banks. They never want to be obsolete. So what's happening in France, in Thailand, in Asia, we are actually behind. I think in the United States, we're only a few percentages. I think we're about 7% Bitcoin people in the United States have Bitcoin. And that number is going up. But there 80% of the people in the United States want to have Bitcoin. They're just not sure how to get it, how to access it. So coming to you soon, your banks are going to be rolling those out. So you don't necessarily have to go out and find the solution. The institutions that you already do business with, that you already bank with, they are jumping into the AI market. They're jumping into the crypto market. They're jumping on the whole Bitcoin bandwagon because they realize they're going to be obsolete. They're already obsolete. So what they're doing now is playing catch up. And so the United States has rolled out its set of rules that will govern cryptocurrency, govern Bitcoin, and all the financial products that come with the decentralized or DeFi marketplace. There are over 20 million different crypto coins out there to regulate. So they have lakhs. You can basically now create a coin like a company, like a corporation, and launch it on the stock market within 6 months. Before, it was taking 6 years to get your coin listed in the stock market. Now guess what? You can have 6 months, you can have your coin, say the beat coin that we just created. Say we wanted to take it to Wall Street, beat 88.5 FM, the beat. We have our own coin that I launched a few weeks ago in the name of the station. We exchange silence, but I will see you next time, and I will hear from you, and I will tell you more about what's coming and what you need to look out for and be prepared for in terms of the financial institutions all in on Bitcoin, all in on crypto, all in on AI, artificial intelligence, all in on robotics. You probably will go in your bank in a few weeks, in a few months, and there won't be a teller in sight. Everything will be done by robotics or robots. Be prepared for that. You heard it first, right here on 88.5 FM with yours truly, Charlene. 88.5 FM, the beat, the smart beat. Here's the phone to call or text or WhatsApp to join the conversation. The phone number, you ready for it? 649-441-8805. 649-441-8805. 88.5 FM, the beat, the smart beat with Charlene. 885thebeat.com.